What is going on, guys? Axis Flash here. Welcome back to another video. And today is Monday, so it's a Fortnite video. I just have like gameplay in the background of me like sweat building and like one of my first times using Builder Pro. I've been Combat Pro since season 1, but I just started to like change. So I'm doing another story time video today though. So I have like a big background to this and then 2 stories to tell. I might think of another, but I don't really know. So just to start off, in both these, one happened in 2nd grade and one happened in 3rd grade. But I don't know if you guys went through like this stage, but like everyone at our school would like play with Pokemon cards and trade them. So like what we did is in 2nd grade I was in like a group of friends and we all traded like Pokemon cards and did stuff like that. But like basically we like got rid of all of our friends if they didn't have Pokemon cards, which was like really mean. This will be relevant in the first story I tell. So basically like, or like, we were still friends with you obviously, but like you wouldn't really be included as much if you didn't have Pokemon cards. So we were kind of like mean about it and stuff. But so basically this leads into the first story. We it was in the middle of 2nd grade, and so there was this one kid in our grade, and he was like, I don't know, he's like I don't know really a word to describe him. He's like scared of a lot of stuff and kind of like just weird, or like more like on the shy side and stuff. But so basically what we were doing is, so me and my friend Tyler were some of the first people to ever like start or like get Pokemon cards out of the whole group. And like, so no one else had like Pokemon cards, but in the end of the day we were sitting in advisory, and that's where like all our friends were, because in 2nd grade we only had like one teacher. But so there was this one kid, and like he was like really shy, he didn't talk to many people, but he like wanted to be part of our group and like play Pokemon with us or whatever. So we were like fine. He's like, or he told us he was getting like new cards soon, and I was like, oh okay, that's like hype. You can like start hanging out with us at the time that like we trade them. So like I had plenty, and so I just had this one card that I didn't care like much about, and so he said he really wanted his first Pokemon card like on that specific day. So what ended up happening was he said that he would trade me a Bakugan for like a decent Pokemon card. So in advisory we meet, and I'm like, hey, do you have a Bakugan? And he's like, yeah. And so we trade, and then like I'm looking at this thing and it's like partially broken and just like kind of messed up. So I'm like, yo, I kind of like don't want this. Like I'd rather have like the Pokemon card I traded him, because it was a pretty good Pokemon. But he ended up, so we traded, and then he wouldn't give the card back because he gave me like an almost broken Bakugan, and so he wouldn't give me the card back though. So my bus was about to be called like over the announcements, and like I'd go down to my line. So I took the card back, and like I gave him his Bakugan back. It was like a normal trade back. I just like took it because he didn't want to like normally do it. He's being weird about it and pretty much trying to steal my card. And so I go all the way up to my bus stop, and so this kid comes out and he's crying, and I can see them, and so my bus is outside of the school right now, and I was in the line walking away, and the teacher pulled me away from the line, and he said that the kid said that I stole his Pokemon card, and then like gave him some Bakugan he didn't want, and I told her that like that wasn't true, and we got into like an argument about it, and so in the end I ended up just going with it, and so I gave him the card. He gave me the Bakugan even though I didn't want it, and I was like, okay, whatever, that card doesn't really mean that much to me. Like I was kind of mad about it, but like I almost ended up missing my bus too. But so yeah, he got the card, and then the next day, like at school, he like made some comment about it, and I don't know, I was just really mad. And then later that year, I was like, yo, I want that card back, can I like trade you? And for some reason, I wanted that card so badly, I was willing to trade him, like a really good guy, but, or like just for like one garbage card back. And he says yeah, and he brings it to school the next day and just rips it in half, and I actually went apo mode on him. I don't know, I got really mad, but on to the second story. This is the one that happened in 3rd grade. It's pretty similar to the last one, so. But so there was this kid, and he came to our school for only 3rd grade, but he's new, I think almost like half the year 3 or 2 also, so like, but he was new to our school, and he came in, and so we would always try to like flex our Pokemon cards by having them on the edge of our desk, because at 3rd grade we got like desks with like the holes in them like you'd see in like a movie or something, and so we'd like put them at the edge because they'd perfectly fit to where they'd stand up. And so me and one of our friends both had one card like up against our desk, and then we both got done with the math things, and so I was like at my desk and I saw that it wasn't there, so I went through my whole desk, and I was like, yo, that's so weird. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to this kid, because like he put his on the edge of his desk too, and I went to him, and literally he had everything out on the floor, and he was missing his card too. And I was like, yo, that's so weird. And then this kid didn't even bother trying to hide it, and he put them in the pocket, or like the little thing on his desk so they'd show out, and had our 2 cards. And we saw him, and we told him to give our cards back, and he's like, no. So and he put them in his pocket. So we told the teacher, and they ended up searching the kid and saw that he did in fact steal like our cards. So like he was getting yelled at by the teacher, and he tried to say that someone put them in his pocket, so like he thought it was theirs, and that like, so he basically stole our cards and was like, oh, someone put them in my pocket, I thought it was theirs. But he ended up getting caught to where like when no one was in the class, he just ended up taking like taking like kids' cards and stuff. And so yeah, the teacher yelled at him, or she gave like the whole class a lecture on like stealing, and they made it obvious that it was like him who stole, so it was pretty embarrassing for him. But yeah, that's about it for the second story. Actually, I have another story for this kid. This one didn't directly happen to you, but to my friend. But he traded him for like 2 really rare cards. They were both EXs that were really good at the time, which is just like means they're a lot more rare and like cost more. And he traded, and then the next day it was my friend Tyler, who he traded with too. He gave him a Kyogre EX. I remember the card. But the next day, so he still had my friend's card. I have to add this too, and like nothing ever happened to my friend's card that he gave him, so like nothing ever happened to him. But the next day he crumpled up Tyler's card that he got from him and drew all over the back with a Sharpie. I just thought it'd be like something nice to add. But yeah, it's been your boy, Axis Flash. Bye.